So I'm currently playing around with a hollow palm titan that actually goes and zooms like the attribute stackers that we had in 0.1, and conveniently enough we are also using Tempest Flurry for a lot of benefits. As you can see right here, we are basically relying on the charge staff to do quite a lot of damage, and we are generating power charges through the Reaper's invocation that has the profane ritual into it. So we're generating a corpse, we're basically pressing Reaper's invocation once, and our power charges are full. If you have your charged stuff active and you're basically zooming around like I am currently, then you can actually just either bank the power charges to refill your charged staff when necessary, or if you are finding a rare, you can just decide to one bonk it with the Falling Thunder using your power charges. So like this, you basically only hold down Tempest Flurry, sometimes pressing Reaper's Invocation, generating power charges, which you then either use to replenish your charged stuff, or you use and bank basically to just one-shot a rare. This is actually very easy to set up because this character is a hollow palm technique character. And as you can see, I'm building this on a Titan. Why Titan? Because of hulking form. 50% increased effect of small passive skills is actually really strong when you factor in all of the attack speed nodes scattered around the tree. And on top of that, we are also getting increased evasion rating and increased maximum energy shield on these nodes because they are boosted by those 50% of hulking form. Obviously, you can also play this on tons of different ascendancies. I just chose the Titan because I had a warrior lying around at level 90, which I could use to play with this. Or you could also obviously just level an Amazon because they have a really good elemental leech. Or you could also probably play this on a Deadeye. Like the tree is very easily adaptable to other ascendancies. You can connect it very easily to all of that stuff, and it's probably going to be not that much worse. Very important here is though that we are still taking the lightning nodes and the crit stuff up here. Obviously, stuff like the critical hit chance right here gain tons of value through the hulking form. And if we're taking a look at the skill setup, then you can see that we're doing Tempest Flurry with the Rigwall's Ferocity. This basically makes it so that if you put the skill on weapon set 1 that uses Rigwall's Ferocity, you are going to get 20% more attack speed, but 15% less damage. Whereas if you put this into weapon set 2, you get 10% less attack speed, but 30% more damage. You can change this easily by just opening the arrow tab here basically, and then let me hide my camera, and then by either deciding you want to do this in weapon set 1, so your average damage goes up or damage per second goes up, and your attacks per second go down because of weapon set 2. If you decide to use this in weapon set 1, which you should actually do to get so much more attack speed, then you can see the attacks going up by quite a lot. So here, the Rigwall's Ferocity is basically the most important thing. I'm still playing around with the other stuff, but what I find extremely interesting and very good is the Crescendo number 2 to get more attack speed for the non-final strikes, which is basically, as you can see right here, the normal strike, the second strike, and the third strike. And then the fourth strike actually doesn't benefit of the attack speed, but you can use that twice, which is actually your main source of damage, as you can see right here. Then I also have Rage, which gives us more attack speed while we're not at maximum Rage, which with 9.8 attacks per second is basically always the case. So we basically just use this for permanent max Rage. And then we have rapid attacks. With the last two, I'm basically still playing around quite a lot because I'm not yet really happy. I would really like to push this over 10, 11, 12 attacks per second. I don't know. I will have to figure out if there is a way to do this with support gems or maybe with the talent tree that we're going to go into also next. So I already previewed you a little bit. Then we have the Falling Thunder setup for single target, and this is something that I have copied from Farham. I'm gonna link his video and his version of the build down in the description below, because he gave me the idea of Falling Thunder for single target. He is way more focusing on Falling Thunder and building combo for it to then one-shot every T4 boss. So if you are more interested in that, I definitely suggest to check out his video. But he is on a monk doing that. Whereas I basically just use this as a very fast mapper, and I wouldn't even go and do like Zesht, for example, with this, right? I basically just want very fast mapping and not any bossing, so to speak. You really don't have any problems on the map bosses though, so you can easily blast them with the Falling Thunder here. Then for the Falling Thunder, I'm using the close combat because you're going to be very close to the target when you blast it. Ambrosia to get like a 45% damage as extra lightning damage depending on your mana flask. Then Rage Forge to consume rage and deal 35% more damage. And Culmination, because we are going to be building a lot of combo through Tempest Flurry, to then use that when you will use Falling Thunder to then buff its damage. Very important is the Charge Staff for clear, where we go with Prolonged Duration, Elemental Armament, Lightning Attunement, and Innovate, which is going to buff our damage actually tremendously throughout the fight, and it's very important to keep up. Then the Hand of Chayula is basically playing into Falling Thunder for our single target damage, and is not used during mapping. So for example, for Hand of Chayula, we are going to be using Sniper's Mark to just increase, to get additional critical damage bonus. Then Culmination to make this also scale with combo as well. This is basically like a free-for-all that I currently don't have, so we can sort it like this. Very important is Eyelith's Chimes, which then makes it so that when we are having combo, we gain a 10% chance to gain a power charge when expanding combo, which can also exceed 100%. So if we have, we can actually have the ability to use Hand of Chayula to get maximum power charges with just one press, which is basically what you do. On a boss, you charge up with Tempest Flurry, you're building combo, 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 combo. Then you press Hand of Chayula. Then that, through the Eyeless Chimes, gives you the maximum amount of power charges, and then you can go and press Falling Thunder to expend all of those, expend all of the combo that you also generated to do tons of single target damage. Before you press Falling Thunder though, you would go and press Mantra of Destruction so that you get a 67% damage as Chaos basically on top of that, which we have with Chaos Mastery and Prolonged Duration, although you probably don't really need that. Then for my defenses, I have Wind Dancer, Classic, Ghost Dance, and yeah, that is basically making you almost immortal, I would say, in maps with 3k Energy Shield. I'm basically having another amulet ready as soon as I have my spirit fixed with 3.5k Energy Shield and 1.6k life, but I currently need the spirit that is on this one. This one has very little Energy Shield in total, because I use this here from my other character. Ideally, the amulet would have had spirit, 30 spirit instead of the maximum life, yeah, so that I could use this one because it has otherwise very good stats with high Energy Shield, crit chance. But I wanted the Wind Dancer. If you don't have one, it's totally fine. You could just play no spirit on your amulet, not play Wind Dancer, and play Ghost Dance, Reaper's Invocation, and Herald of Thunder. To do that, it's totally fine. I can't use it because I would use Clarity 1 here. Then I have enough for Herald of Thunder. But I right now am trying this with Herald of Thunder, Ghost Dance, Reaper, and Reaper's Invocation. Basically, to recap, Reaper's Invocation is how you generate power charges while mapping with just one press of a button. You build energy by just killing stuff with Reapers. Then you can press Profane Ritual, which is then going to consume corpses to give you power charges. With the Charge Profusion, you have a chance to gain additional and also random charges. And then on top of that, I have Rapid Casting to make it cast a little bit faster. And then I have Clarity in there for increased mana regeneration. And then Herald of Thunder, Elemental Focus, Lightning Attunement, Elemental Armament, Blindside, and Overreach to basically buff its damage by as much as we can. For the gear, very important if we're pathing like this and we're stacking a lot of decks, is obviously Hand of Wisdom in action. The one that you see right here has costed me 15 exalts, with basically just the high dexterity. That's all we really care about. We don't really care about the int or the lightning damage to attacks, although it would be a nice plus if we had that, but go for 25 dex or something. Maybe if you can get a corrupted one like I did for 15 exiles, it's just free damage when you hit those breakpoints for the 1% increased attack speed per 20 dex. Then everything else is basically just a standard evasion stuff where you go for a high energy shield helmet because you use subterfuge mask. Then you go for a very high evasion rating chest, which I currently don't have. You don't want the max life here. You want evasion rating, evasion rating, evasion rating on the prefixes, because that is also giving you more attack speed per 25 item evasion rating. So if you do the math here, I'm currently missing, if I would get a 2.5k evasion rating chest, let's say that's 750 evasion rating that I'm missing, I'm currently missing 30% more attack speed. This is not increased. This is more attack speed. And I'm already at, how many attacks per second is it right now? 9.8. So you would actually scale this much harder. I'm basically giving you a very early planner or idea of stuff that I'm currently doing, because I just think this is probably going to shape up being the coolest build of the league when you ask me. So yeah, very high evasion rating chest. Then we have high energy shield or high evasion rating or hybrid boots. Very important here is, as soon as you get your character to around like 9 attacks per second, I would say, you can get very cheap boots because you don't need increased movement speed on them anymore. So what I would have done now, I would sell them or bank these and would instead get higher energy shield on the prefix, not have movement speed on them, which obviously tremendously drops the price of these, so that you can actually save a buck here to invest on other stages of your character, basically. Because you're just going to be moving around with your Tempest Flurry anyway by holding it down throughout mapping. You don't even need any movement speed whatsoever, right? Then, last but not least, the rings. One of them needs to have leech damage, leech physical damage as mana, which together with the Walker of the Wilds is going to solve all of your mana issues. And then ideally you want to cover your reses, and for the prefixes you want to have ideally T1 Fizz flat, T1 Lightning flat and increased lightning damage. So very close to this ring that I have right here. Then for the belt, I'm currently running a Chevron's Satchel, because this way we can take the Life Flask and apply that to our energy shield, making this build much safer. Then I give you a quick zoom here over the talent tree or the passive tree, because I basically already did that. You will also find the planner down in the description below, which is just an export of my current character, how it is, where you can look this up one more time if you want and hover all of the stuff that I'm taking. I'm currently still min-maxing this. This is not the final version. There is still much more stuff that we can do. As you can see right here, we're going for Bestial Skin, which basically makes it even more lucrative or efficient for us to go for a high evasion rating chest. We take Enhanced Reflexes to get % increased dex, which then obviously plays into the dex stacking for the Hawa. And yeah, we go for crit here. We go for the lightning damage stuff. Obviously, we take Hollow Palm Technique. We take the very strong stuff in the Monk Start. We take the crit stuff up here. We take the maximum power stuff and the crit multi from this. Power charges stuff. We take Spectral Ward to basically also make the evasion rating chest much more efficient. And yeah, we take Chakra of Thought with the left side here, because this is mana regen and attack speed, which also gives us % of damage taken from mana before life. For the jewels, currently I do have 2 on the build. One is right here. You kind of want to have increased maximum energy shield and yeah, something like crit, maybe increased elemental damage, stuff like that. As I said, I've basically just now made this character yesterday and was theory crafting and POBing it, so I haven't even bought any jewels yet. This basically only has increased maximum energy shield on it. The mana regen is not doing much. The faster start of energy shield is not doing much. And yeah, this jewel right here is basically the same thing. Increased maximum energy shield. And I have 3% of damage taken is from mana before life, which is not bad. this together with the Chakra of Thought actually is quite a lot of split damage, so to speak, because our mana is always full because we are leeching so damn well with the leech from the ring and with the Walker of the Wilds. So I'm currently having tons of fun with the Hollow Palm Speedy Titan and the Tempest Flurry, the Charge Staff attached to it, and I'm basically just going to min-max this even further. If you don't want to miss out on that, I suggest you check out the Twitch where I do all of the min-maxing live on stream, and you don't have to wait for the video update, and we can come ask questions, hang out, and maybe min-max together. Who knows? Maybe we are going to come up with a cool idea together. As I said, Twitch link is going to be down in the description below. And if you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.